Okay, so this week you are reading Chapter 4 in the Clark and Mayer recommended text, Applying the Multimedia Principle. This should help give you some insight as you begin to think more holistically about the class and where we're going to be headed. The discussion this week, though, is tied to visuals to support learning. For those of you who have already taken 5320 from me or who are in 5320, then you'll see some overlap and how these courses work together, but then also how message design fits with multimedia development. So this is where, if you are in that situation, feel free to pull from something that you shared when you were in the class or something that you shared already if it fits. Otherwise, what I'm wanting you to do in this discussion is think about an instance where visuals can help with an instructional assignment or a task or information. So sometimes this can be a process flow chart. Sometimes this is an image to help illustrate a particular concept. Goodness, if we think about K-12 classes and science instruction and maybe having an image of a cell with all of the components labeled. So now you have pictures and text on the screen. Maybe it's exercise science, and there was a really interesting article trending recently that had some beautiful muscular illustrations that actually did a fantastic job, probably better than any I've seen in a long time, to show proper form for certain exercises and workouts. How would using those kinds of images in the workplace or in learning content in a class help convey content? So that's what we're talking about here. And remember, we're not looking for perfect, we're not looking for beautiful, we're looking for a rough sketch of how a graphic could help you with being a better instructor. That's all it is. And then content aware assignment. So this is the last piece of using Photoshop and playing with Photoshop. You used PizApp to kind of set the stage and build the confidence that yes, you can create a composite image. And then we shifted into Photoshop, and that's what you were working on last week, creating a true Photoshop composite image. Now it's time to turn it up a little bit and use the content aware feature. It's probably one of my favorites. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to use content aware to help fix an image. Whether it was something that I created and now need to revisit, or I am creating and I'm trying to blend some images together. It's been a pretty handy tool, and I promise you that next week in the overview, I will try to show off my content aware skills so that you can see that I do practice this as well. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Looks like we've had a nice little rising of a few folks who are a little bit more advanced with Photoshop than others. So feel free to draw upon your colleagues in class. But reach out to me directly if you have any questions, and have a great week. Use the on-screen navigation to access another section of this week's overview.